District Police chiefs from across the state are in Corpus Christi for their 21st annual training conference. It allows them to discuss issues and goals. Our Michelle Pedraza joins us to explain some of those topics. Michelle.
Well, close to 200 Texas ISD police chiefs are learning about different topics from mental health to social media monitoring. One of the biggest things all of them encourage is building a relationship with their students and getting to know their students one-on-one. Administrators also went over certain laws that involve the rights that students have, including the 4th and 5th Amendments. Lastly, they will cover social media, what to look for online, and how to stop a crime from happening.
Many times a child has a manifestation of their disabilities that law enforcement sometimes does not know about, that it would be so much easier to address when the law enforcement has that background on that child.
As you well know, social media has played a really big role in these tragic events in our country. So we're trying to teach our students social media etiquette. They have a responsibility to report if somebody's posting something online about school threats or about committing a shooting.
Before school starts at the end of August, Chief Kirby Warnke with Corpus Christi ISD Police says that all 42 officers will receive intensive back-to-school training that includes active shooter scenarios both in school and on a bus, use of force and self-aid, buddy aid, as well as talking about expectations for the year. And according to one of the keynote speakers, Dr. Bernie James says that Texas is actually in the top 2 states in the country when it comes to school policing, in training, responding, and addressing school issues. Joe.
Michelle, thank you.